writer, director Christopher McQuarrie, the legendary Tom Cruise. It's great to see you, Tom. Welcome back to Rome. Congratulations, man. How you feel?
Thank you all for coming out. This is beautiful. This is absolutely magical to share this with you all in these epic steps. It's a historical moment. Thank you.
You don't go small on these carpets, man. This is another iconic moment for an iconic franchise.
I want to thank Rome and the city, and also we got to film in Venice, which was extraordinary during some very difficult times in the world, in this country, and it's an absolute honor and a dream. We dreamed of coming here to be part of this and share it with everyone. I can't wait for you all to see the movie.
I'm just happy they let you back in, because I've seen the movie, and I'm surprised Rome is still standing after the epic car chase that you were in this. It's not enough to do a crazy car chase, Tom. You do it one-handed in a Fiat.
Yeah, I have to say, the one-handed was McHugh's idea. He says, like, I've seen you drive drifting two hands. Christopher McQuarrie, who wrote, directed, and produced it with me, was like, let's see if you could do it with one hand. I thought, oh my gosh, you know, drift through here and all over different streets in the yellow car right there. That is the car that Haley and I used to drive through the streets of Rome.
Talk to me a little bit. Okay, does your diary look like, hey, one day it would be cool to do a motorcycle jump off a cliff? Like, are you just jotting down random stunt ideas as the years go by?
No, it started when I was a little kid. I was about 4 years old, and I would look at buildings and I'd think, I'd like to climb up that building, and what would it be like? How do I jump from one building to the next? You know, how do I get off that building down, you know, to the fountain? So that's how I think about things.
So in the middle
going on, particularly that off the cliff in Norway, where I'm concerned about if the bike gets unbalanced, it's going to disrupt the airflow. I have only a few seconds until I hit the ground. I have to hold as long as I can for the shot. I'm watching at the beginning the speed of my aircraft. I have a helicopter flying over. And if I go too soon or we mix up our timings, that helicopter, the downwash, can actually blow me off of the ramp. So I have to, and I have drones that I don't want them to hit me. So as I'm going down the ramp, performing, I know the lenses,
right.
I know the speeds. Once I exit the ramp, I'm worried about, was my speed correct? Am I going to have enough to be able to fly a little bit before I open? How deep do I go into that bowl? And once I open, I want to make sure, and you can see it on, and I pulled away quickly. So there's a lot going on, and then I have to fly out of there. So, plus it's all about cinema. It's all about story. I'm just constantly looking to increase my ability as a storyteller, and what kind of skills can I improve to entertain the audience. So, but it's all about how do I engage the audience. It's the story underneath and the characters.
Well, and one thing we haven't mentioned too much tonight is it's emotional. I mean, there's some sequences in this film. I'm not going to give anything away, but we talk about Rome, Venice, an amazing sequence there. I want to talk a little bit about the amazing ensemble around you.
I want to talk about them too.
Because look, we have many of the returning favorites, obviously Simon and Ving and Rebecca, but then you add Haley Atwell, who's amazing in this.
Kay Wiggum, Tarzan, Vanessa, you know, this cast is extraordinary. You know, a real light that actually enabled us and inspired this kind of chase in Rome. So talented. Anywhere, you know, I love it in a movie where, and what we build our films for an ensemble, for that story. It's not about me, it's about the story.
Right.
And to have these brilliant actors come in, and they're so committed in every way, and to be acting again with Henry, and you know, I feel very, very blessed.
It's also obviously been a very fruitful collaboration, you and McHugh, Christopher McQuarrie.
Yeah, Christopher McQuarrie, 16 years. Christopher McQuarrie has had a hand in every single film that I've made over the past 16 years, and he's uncredited. He wrote Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. He's had a hand in editing, writing, in every single thing I've ever done, and he is my creative brother. He is an exceptional human being and filmmaker, and I love him, I love his family, and this is a very special moment for all of us.
Look, there is nobody that loves cinema, the movie-going experience, more than you, Tom. Last year, you helped bring it back with Top Gun Maverick, and I know this is important to you, to see this on the big screen with an audience, to feel that collective spirit in a theater. Why is that so important to you, that these mission films in particular are meant for the big screen?
My goal as a child, since I was little, was to make movies and travel the world, and not just be a tourist, but to work in that world and live there and understand their culture. And you look at my movies, I've been able to have that because of everyone here that you've enabled me to and allowed me to entertain you. And it's a privilege for me, and it's something that I have never taken for granted. And it is my passion making movies. It is my passion to entertain you. And I will always fight for big theaters and that kind of experience for everyone. Thank you. No, thank you.
Last thing for you, Tom. There's the part 1 at the end of this movie. Part 1 of how many? Do we have 7 more Mission Impossibles? Keep going, never stop.
Yeah. We'll talk to you next summer. I can't say anything about that right now. But we have already started filming Dead Reckoning Part 2. I don't want to say anything about it, but I can't wait for you all to see this one. First see this one, then we'll talk about it.
Okay, fair enough. Aircraft carrier, Spanish Steps. I'll meet you anywhere, anytime, Tom.
Thank you so much.
These movies are amazing. Congratulations, Tom. Of course. Thank you for having me. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you.
Tom Cruise.
Rome, thank you so much. I love you. I really love you. And it's I can't believe this is happening. I don't want to leave this step. I will never forget this moment. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Please enjoy the film.